Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is episode 6 of a series of short stories that I call Odd Man Out. This one is called Weed. On the bus, people move away from Pete. Even though the compost is in bags, the air holes to prevent fungus seep the smell onto him. Pete got home one day, checked the mail, and stopped when he saw the envelope from the property manager. Oh, shit. He had decided not to pay last month's rent because he was dying for his splurge, a pizza and an eighth of weed. But now he'd have to pay his rent, or they'd start with the eviction warnings. Next day, Pete was in the nursery's greenhouse propagating plants when the stereotype of an old hippie stoner appeared, Iron Maiden t-shirt, shoulder-length wild hair, a cross hanging from his pierced ear. Pete said, "I'm sorry, this is for employees only." The hippie said, "I know, but I need a favor. I make a few bucks selling weed, but if I have to buy the stuff, I barely break even. But when I try to grow it from seed, it doesn't work." And he pulled a baggie with a wet paper towel in it, with the little seeds that had just started to germinate. "These are Ghost Train Haze, Ultra Primo. Just grow them. You work in a nursery. You know what to do. Do it for a month and we're golden." Pete said, "No way." Hippie says, "How about $200? "No." $350, final offer. 100 now and $250 in a month when I pick up. Pete thought about his rent and even pizza and breathed. And that was all for the hippie needed to say, "Cool." And with that, he put the seed-laden paper towel and a $100 bill on the potting table and started out. "Hey, come back here," said Pete. But hippie kept on going. Pete was tempted to pocket the 100 and throw away the seeds, but thought about what could happen to him if hippie came back in a month and there was no pot plants. So Pete planted him in a flat and put him in the least noticeable spot. 2 weeks later, Pete's luck ran out. No one would come to the property propagation shed except for him. But that day, the owner was touring his sister, who was visiting from New York. He asked Pete to demonstrate propagation. Pete's heart pounded as he was setting up as they wandered the shed. Then his sister stopped, giggled, pointed to the flat of marijuana, and exclaimed, "I didn't know you guys grew weed!" And Pete was fired on the spot. When Pete told his parents, they focused less on the weed and more that it gave him a chance to push Pete yet again to go to college. Pete argued that he hated school, was bad at school, but finally agreed to take the Intro to Horticulture course at the local community college. But that was no different for Pete than high school was. He thought, "Why do I need to learn the Krebs cycle and insecticide's chemical method of action to grow and sell plants?" It seemed both irrelevant and too hard, and after a week, Pete dropped out. Pete couldn't bear to tell his parents, at least without giving them some good news, so he applied for more nursery jobs, but the only one that was hiring was a big box store. The job was okay, and because at big box stores customers, not staff, loaded the cars with compost, he didn't come home smelly. Anyway, that story is called, episode 6 is called Weed, the 6th episode in Odd Man Out. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.